Hello, my name is David Webb, and I will be your tour guide for the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. Today, I'm going to show you the evolution of aviation and the importance that engineering has had over the last century. Now, if you're following along with the presentation, you will see that we have three exhibits that we're going to visit today. That is the Wright brothers and the invention of the aerial age, Thomas W. Haas' We All Fly, and World War I, the birth of military aviation. Now, with that being said, I'm going to ask you guys some questions. Now, who likes to travel big? Go to Italy, visit the Eiffel Tower, or the beaches in Puerto Rico? Well, whatever the circumstance, you might want to learn about the historic boom of aircraft and the evolution behind technological advancement in transportation. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that I'm also pretty credible on speaking about the whole aircraft thing. I have studied aviation for about a week and a half, so not to toot my own horn, but the exhibit I will be telling you about is the Wright brothers and the invention of the aerial age exhibit. This exhibit has a lot to entail, that being the showcase of the birth of aviation and the long-studied technology of aerial advancement. The invention of the airplane by the Wright brothers, that is Wilbur and Orville Wright, created a whole new world of opportunity as the most insane advancement in transportation at the time. The center of this exhibit is the 1903 Wright Flyer, one of the most iconic artifacts in the Smithsonian's collection, as stated on the official Smithsonian website. Its best flight out of 4 covered 852 feet in just 59 seconds. And you can find this information on the Wright brothers and the invention of the aerial age media newsletter. Next up is showcasing the evolution of aviation and its impact on society. So that is the Thomas W. Haas' We All Fly exhibit. Now here, you can actually see what kind of groundbreaking discoveries led these engineers to change their designs and revamp the world of flying. A lot of these builds are not used anymore, but were great stepping stones to the creation of planes that we do see today. Let's take the Fulton Amphibian FA-3-101, for example. This plane was created by Robert Fulton and is actually considered the first roadable aircraft, or depending on which way you look at it, the first flying car. Let's get a round of applause for that. Yep, it's pretty cool. This thing could actually leave an airport and disengage its wings, tail, and propeller and become a car. It was the first roadable aircraft to receive certification from the Civil Aviation Administration. You can see the official Smithsonian Air and Space Museum website for more information on this engine. The amphibian was not able to become a marketable model due to technological and financial difficulties. However, the amphibian remains one of the coolest advancements in aviation history. The amphibian was seen at the 1998 Louis Vuitton car show and was even restored by Fulton's son, Bob Fulton, to keep around a view here at the Smithsonian. And you can fact check me on that using the AOPA Pilot news site. Next up, we're going to the second floor, and we're going to take a look at the World War I exhibit, formerly called the World War I Birth of Military Aviation. The information I have gathered here for you today is taken directly from the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum page. The exhibition tells the story of how engineers adapted the new technology of the airplane to warfare and changed how the world fights and flies. Here we're going to look at the Fokker D-7 during the loss of air superiority in the late 1917. The Germans organized a competition for new fighter designs in January 1918. The engine to take home first place was the Fokker D-7. The D-7's distinctive abilities to hang on its propeller and fire into the unprotected underside of enemy aircraft made it a highly feared combat opponent. Another engine in the same class as the Fokker D-7 as one of the most successful fighters of World War I is the Spat-13. The aircraft was particularly noted for its robust construction and its ability to dive at a high speed. You can find the information on the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum official site. Now we're going to delve into the more historical side of things. The United States was not combat ready for fighter aircrafts at the start of World War I. The U.S. had to rely on their allies for combat. As stated in the writing History, Mystery, Answer by Air Power History, the American leading ace, Captain Eddie Rickenbacker, who led the American forces with 26 confirmed victories, achieved his victories while flying 2 engines, one of them being the Spat-13. Now that concludes our tour. To summarize everything we've learned today, the world is a combat-hungry one. Okay, so without war, we probably wouldn't have seen the evolution of aircraft as fast as we did. That is a fact. The evidence is shown in this extraordinary museum. The first exhibit covered today, the Wright Brothers exhibit, took us into a world where technology was simple and the small amounts of progress really were impactful. Then at the Thomas W. Haas exhibit, we learned that it is possible to merge cars and airplanes, but is it a generally safe and successful idea at this moment? No, probably not. Lastly, at the World War I exhibit, we delved into some of the fighter jet models that were used in the early to mid 20th century, and we covered the motivation behind the rapid development of aviation, that being the wars. So, yeah, I hope you learned some intriguing facts about the evolution of airplanes today. If you have or haven't traveled by plane, are you less anxious about using them? That is all. I would like to wish you guys a farewell and safe travels. Take care. It's been a great pleasure being your tour guide today.